Hi, what up, family? IOBA, my name is TC. So, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this news story from last week. Y'all got to forgive me, I'm a little bit behind, but I was on vacation and I was chilling for the whole week. It was spring break. So I didn't talk about this story, right? These two brothers went missing up in Georgia, and they were going to go to Boston. Two 19-year-old twin boys. Two twins, that's redundant. As opposed to what? Four twins? Yeah. The boys were found dead at the summit of a mountain in Georgia. Their names, Kadir Lewis and Nasir Raheem Lewis, found dead at the top of Bell Mountain in Hiawassee, Georgia. Now, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, they want to call it a murder suicide and be done with it, sweep it under the rug. But these two boys was on their way to Boston. They had a 7 o'clock flight. They still had the goddamn tickets in their pocket. Still had the tickets in their pocket when they found them. And the boys' family, these young cats had never even been in a fist fight. These young cats was all American black kids. That's what they used to call me when I was a youngster. Because I didn't do shit except what I was supposed to do. Just like these two cats. But all of a sudden, they are 90 miles out of their way on the top of a mountain with gunshot wounds. Explain that shit to me. All of a sudden, they're in a place where they never go, have never been, with gunshot wounds in them. Explain that shit to me. Now, there's more. There is Cracker, for the want of a better word, um, named Scott Curlin. That's his name. I wrote it down right there. Scott Curlin, volunteer firefighter. He taking pictures of the bodies and circulating them on the fucking internet like they did Trayvon Martin. Let me tell y'all something. Where I come from, I know a lot of volunteer firefighters. Up in upstate New York, outside the city, got a lot of these little towns and redneck villages, and they all got volunteer fire departments, and they all spend their time hating niggas, rednecks, and fucking assholes, every last one of them. There, I said it. And so this motherfucking Scott Curlin guy, I seen his pictures, mugshot, and he looked like a straight up Neander thug asshole, knuckle dragging piece of shit. That's what he looks like. I ain't saying that's what he is, but that's what he looked like. But anybody who would go around photographing something like that and spreading it over the internet, that's all he could be. So that's the only thing close to an arrest that has been made when they grabbed this guy. But these two boys, like I said, according to the family, don't know nothing about Bell Mountain. Had never been to Bell Mountain. Didn't go hiking like that. Didn't do that kind of shit. And they had a flight the next morning for 7 a.m. And the Georgia Bureau of Investigation want to lead off with that bullshit murder suicide story. Like I said, this kind of shit that they're doing with this is that Central Park 5 shit. We're gonna find out later on what really happened after the people done got away with it pretty much. It's gonna This kind of shit is what we talk about when we say America is not a good place. This kind of shit adds to the collective guilt that is the American conscience. You feel me? This kind of shit. It's like right up there with Emmett Till almost. It's almost up there with Emmett Till. This kind of shit. So we're gonna see what happens with this one as time go by. But like I said, they found these two boys. We don't even know if it was some kind of organ theft or what. Because, we ain't got the autopsy report. They may have it by now, but at the time I read the story, they hadn't had the autopsy report. And even then, some of these lab technicians be in with the shit. There's stories of lab technicians working with the police department to falsify test results to get the result that they want. There's that too. You see, that is what systemic racism is. That kind of shit. You have to explain that to people though, because certain people don't believe systemic racism really is a thing. But trust me, it is. And so we're gonna find out. But here's the message. Here's the takeaway. Here's the takeaway. Just because you're a bright young student and you got a promising future and you speak well and you're articulate and you go to all your classes and you do the right thing, it don't mean you have to be naive and trusting of the people who want to bring about your demise, because that's what they want. You don't have to be naive and trusting of these people when they want to offer you a ride or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Because trust and believe, they don't love you. Not even a little bit. You are not going to convince me that somebody didn't take them two boys up to that top of that hill and do something to them. Probably a carload of them. Took them two boys up to that hill and made an example out of them. So yeah, don't trust anybody. Young scholars coming out of high school and stuff like that, don't trust anybody. I'm gonna tell you, I was like that when I was a youngster. I had to threaten to punch. I had to threaten to punch a guy in his fucking mouth one time about that same shit. Offering me a ride, me naively taking the ride, and having him saying something out of his neck to me. I, Lucky for me, I wasn't scared. He wasn't big. I think I could have took him. It was just him. He stopped the car and I got the fuck out. But yeah, you can be too trusting. You think, oh, nobody's ever gonna do nothing. These guys like me, blah 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 blah. And they take you somewhere and they make an example out of you. Happens to young men, happens to young girls. You gotta be careful out there. Trust no one. I don't care how motherfucking nice they talk to you. Trust nobody. Especially if they don't look like you. And you in a part of the country where this kind of shit can happen. But it can happen in any part of the country, can't it? Yes, it can. Just be careful. Just be careful. A lot more about this gonna come out. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but this I don't think is the end of this story. It's gonna take a while, but the truth gonna come out. Anyway, that's it for now, y'all. I will catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for coming by and listening to me talk my shit. Hit the subscribe button. Trying to hit that 15,000. Talk to y'all later. Peace.